welcome back once again to Be Myself and Die 5, Parsecs from Home, episode 8. Thanks for joining me, and if you do enjoy what I do here today, please do hit like and subscribe. It really does help me out, and if you want to help support the channel, you can do so by joining the YouTube channel memberships or over on Patreon, or buy some handmade merchandise at the memyselfanddie.com store. All of that stuff is in the links below. We are moving on now to the very, very depleted crew of the Furious, as currently only Captain Reisenganemer and Stein are the only crew members available to do anything, because Mara at the very end of last session was trying to fix the ship, and she wound up getting injured and damaging the ship at the same time. Now that's very bad, because I wanted to leave this damn planet behind us, but as it turns out, we can't. Because if we do, the ship is damaged. And even if it's 1 hull point damage, if we try and take off, we're gonna take 3d6 damage to the ship. So we have to stay here another turn, one more turn on this terrible, terrible world of Traxia 5 or Prime or whatever it is. So let us get to it. No travel, because of course, as I just said, if we travel, we die. Well, we don't die, but it would tear the ship apart. So upkeep and ship repairs. Well, upkeep, we only have 2 members who are currently not in sickbay. So because it's not a crew of between 4 to 6, it's no upkeep. Now normally, this water purifier, which gives me 1 credit a turn, would pay for the upkeep, but because we don't have to pay for the upkeep this time, I'm going to add a credit to our stash, which brings us up to 10. Ship repairs. If your ship has sustained damage, which it has, you may repair 1 point automatically at this stage. Huzzah. It was only damaged 1, so it's back up to full, but that means we have to stay here another round. I hate this planet, hate it! Medical care. Okay, Mara is out this round for sure, because she was damaged in the campaign event of last turn. Kale was down for 3, he's now down to 2. Vine was down to 3, he's now down to 2. Katra was down for 4, she's now down to 3. Only Captain Reisenganemer and Stein are able to do anything in the assign and resolve crew tasks. Okay, this is tough. As it turns out, I do in fact have a rival. I thought I didn't, but I had a rival because 2 sessions ago, I think, the captain mouthed off to the wrong people in a bar, and so now there is in fact a rival on this world. Now this is a problem. We definitely need to recruit. There's an interesting rules quandary here. If your crew has fewer than 6 members currently, you can automatically recruit a new character for each crew member sent recruiting until you're back to 6. Well, I have a crew of 6, it's just that 4 of them are in the med bay. I'm gonna count this as though we have fewer than 6. It just kind of makes sense to me that would be the case. So I'm gonna send somebody to recruit. I'm gonna send Stein to recruit. So he's automatically gonna recruit somebody. So we're gonna determine who that's gonna be. But the captain, he's gonna go trading. Oh, gets really tough when you've only got 2 crew members. 70. What happens with the trade here in Traxia? Insider information, automatically obtain a patron next campaign turn if you look for one. Next campaign turn. Not this campaign turn, next campaign turn. And if we leave the planet, this patron probably is not going to come with us unless they're persistent. That's not great. Okay, so here's the other thing. Going recruiting. So we do have fewer than 6, so I don't have to make a roll. We're automatically going to make a recruit roll. Now, normally you make a random determination to see what the recruit is. However, I've decided that I'm not going to randomly pick what the recruit is for 2 reasons. 1, Keith Matthews sent me this little painted robot mini, so I'm going to be using him. And 2, I've never used the rules for robots, so we're going to try that. So this is the recruit that Stein finds. Well, what's the name of this bot? Just some sort of robot-like designation. RX7. And so they call him Rex. They have a 6-up armor saving throw. Now this is interesting because in the interview with Ivan in sort of one of our off-camera things, he explained to me how armor saves are supposed to work. It's slightly different than how it is in the book. So how it says in the book is with an armor save, if you become a casualty in combat and you have an armor save, you roll the d6 and equal to above the saving throw number negates the hit. However, the deflection still leaves the figure stunned. The way it's supposed to be is if you're hit and you do your armor save, you're not stunned. I have to make a few little house rules here. I'm going to keep the rules in the book as written, but I'm going to use the old stun rules from the original book as opposed to freelancers. Again, don't even worry about it. For those of you who are following carefully over what rules I'm using, you can leave a comment below and I'll tell you why I'm doing what I'm doing here. But anyway, irrelevant. The point is the bot has a saving throw. So RX7, that sounds like a prescription. A prescription for awesome! RX7 is now part of the crew. So we've basically blown the captain's role on what will probably wind up being a useless trade. mission, but that's okay. We don't have a patron, no job offer. Assigned equipment. Let's give one of these cool weapons to RX-7. He's already got a handgun. I think I'm gonna give Rex the hand cannon. I think Stein should actually sell his scrap pistol because it's junk. Stein now has a hand laser and a shotgun. I'm going to give the scanner bot to Rex, and we've got the battle visor as well, which should go to somebody. We'll give the battle visor to Rex as well. I'm gonna put the second shock attachment we got on the captain's military rifle, which again gives it the impact trait to targets within 8 inches. So there's a lot going on with these 3 characters now. Resolve any rumors. If we roll a 1, we're on a quest. Nope. Okay. Choose your battles. Well, we have to check for rivals. We have 1 rival. Okay, almost. that person we mouthed off to almost found us, but did not. So now we have to carry out an opportunity mission, as that's the only mission available to us. Now, luckily, in the old Freelancer's Handbook here, we have new options for that. When you carry out an opportunity mission, you may opt to roll for connections. We're going to automatically get one because it's the first time downloading the expansion, which means the mission is linked back to a prior event, which is interesting. And then we've got expanded connections, so we're gonna roll on that. All right, what is the connection then? 1, a person you've met. On subtable 1, 6. This is one I can turn down if I want. You received an anonymous tip that could only have come from 1 person. Well, we know the only 1 person we know. Lovi Lumen! This usually means trouble. If you agree to take the job on, play a search objective. You will face 2 fewer enemies than normal, but at the end of round 4, 1d6 additional enemies arrive from the center of a randomly selected table edge. So Lovi Lumen gets a message to the captain, and the message basically says, I might have a job for you. I got a hot tip on this loot crate or something, some stashed money, whatever the case it is. You've got to get into this area. Maybe it's an old battlefield, whatever the area is. You're on the clock here because you're going to try and find the stuff quickly, because very soon, like, an alarm's going to go off or something. It's going to alert. Maybe it's a corporate enemy, whatever. It's going to alert the enemy to your presence, and they're going to come bearing down on your position quick. So basically, Lovi Lumen says, it's a dangerous job, but if you're able to get in and out quickly, it could be worth your while. We already know it's going to be a search mission, but what are the deployment conditions of this mission? 80. Slippery ground. All movement at ground levels at -1 speed. Slippery ground. That could be ice. Could be oil. Could be something like that. Any notable sights in the battlefield? 81. A peculiar item, gain +2 XP. The objective we already know is search, so we already know this has a time constraint. We've only got 4 rounds to find this thing and get out, otherwise it gets really tough. Determine the enemy. First of all, number of opponents. Roll 2d6, select the lower. 2, so there's only 2 starting enemies. But we modify this mission with 2 fewer enemies. Okay, that's okay. That means that to start, unless we roll an enemy with greater numbers, there could be no enemies on the board until round 4, which means that they're going to have 4 free rounds potentially to go and find this stuff. But who are the enemies? An opportunity mission, it is 36. Hired muscle. They're paid professionals. You're -1 to attempt to seize the initiative. Who are they, though? Who's defending this area? Skulker mercenaries, Ratman humanoids. I don't really have any Ratman miniatures, so something was gonna have to stand in for that. And there is, in fact, +3 to their numbers. So there are 3 to start. We didn't get off so easily. This sounds like a sewer mission. They're Ratmen in the sewers, so there's some stash in the sewers at the yeah, what the hell? The Ratmen are armed with military rifles. There's only 3 of them, so there's no specialists. There could be specialists if more show up, or rather when more show up. -2 to seize the initiative. So because they're Ratmen, there would be -2, but we've got the BattleBot, so it's going to be -1 to seize. Okie dokie, that is who we are having to deal with. It's a special search mission. We've got to get in this area, uncover the secrets before the reinforcements show up, and they will show up quick after round 4, so time is of the essence here, and there's only 3 of us! Captain Stein and our new bot friend, RX-7. Wait a minute, RX-7, that's a car. That's why that designation. Okay, well, it looks like a car. Lovi Lumen has sent us into this place to find a thing For him, maybe it's anonymous tip. Maybe not for him. Maybe he's selling it. Maybe some item he's selling it. We know that it's slippery ground, which makes sense if it's some kind of sewer type thing. That's cool. There's a peculiar item somewhere additionally, and there are Ratmen mercenaries everywhere and more on the way. Let us see what happens and let us go to the table. So here we are in the ruins of a sewer underneath an old temple city on Traxia Prime. Lovi Lumen has sent them here because he knows that there's a peculiar item that's hidden somewhere in this old abandoned sewer that's going to have some value that maybe he can go on and sell to his buyer or whatever the case is. So that is the objective. They need to uncover the object. It's going to be under one of these 6, we hope. There's also a peculiar item right here. I randomly determined where everything is. I also randomly determined that the enemies start over here and that our guys start over here. So luckily the peculiar item is very close, as well as 3 possible objectives. So hopefully we could finish this thing immediately, certainly before round 4, because at the end of round 4, more Ratmen mercenaries, skulkers, will show up to defend this part of the sewer. So the place is coated in slime and muck, so everybody's at a -1 to move, including the Ratmen. Yeah, including them. Everybody's -1 to move. Seizing the initiative. Okay, we're rolling 2d6, adding the highest savvy. Ooh, RX-7. Rex's is 2, so that's good. Yeah, total of -1, but we get +2, so we're at a total of +1 to this roll. We're looking for 10 or more. Oh, look at that, Dad. We actually did it. We managed to seize the initiative on these guys, which is fantastic, which means we can either do a move or a shot. But if we take a shot, it only hits on 6s, which actually, according to the new rules, is pretty much the only way they could hit anybody anyway, because I'm using dramatic combat here. I'm going to try and remember to add in the duckback rules as well. I don't know if that's going to work. We'll see. There's so much more I'm adding in here. May I either take a normal move or may fire before the battle begins. Here we go. Let us see what our situation is. Stein over here. We're very close to the objectives. I think, though he does have a shot at this guy way over here, I think it's far more important for them to get to the objectives to see if they uncover it, because they could uncover it and win the mission immediately, which would be awesome. So I think Stein is going to move. He's going to take his free move. And Stein's move is normally 5, but it's -1 because of the slippy slide and muck. So he splashes through the goo, through the growth, and puts him 4. That puts him right there. That is right next to the thing. That is pretty cool. The captain is going to go for the one on top of this sort of like wall bridge thing over the sewer. I only mostly have fantasy kind of terrain, so I'm trying to sci-fi this up as much as I can. But the captain's speed is also 5, but it's going to be 4 now because of the slime and the muck. I think he's going to go 4, which is going to put him right there. And then our new bot, RX-7, which is, of course, a sports car. RX-7 or Rex, we're just going to call him Rex from now on. Rex is going to move up to this item here. Rex's speed is normally 4, but now it's 3. He's a little slower. He moves right there behind those barrels. That was the end of the seizing the initiative round. Now we go into the actual initiative round. We have the communicator, so we're communicating within each other, so we can discard one of these dies if we want. Everybody's reactions, I think, is 2, which is really good. Boom! We're gonna get rid of the 6. Well, that's a terrible roll. Only 1 could go in the fast phase. I'm gonna give that to Stein because he's right there. That means these guys go on the slow. So in the fast phase, and I have to remember the duckback rules means that at the end of every phase, if someone was shot at but not hit, they have to do a roll to see if they duck back. See if I can remember to do that. Stein is right there, right next to this thing. He's gonna spend his entire action to interact with this object. Now, on a search mission, what this means is, ooh, this could be it. We could win right now. It'll be a very fast episode. As a combat action, the character can roll a d6 on a 5 or more, finds what he's looking for, and wins. Here we go. Oh, not quite. Okay, so in fact, that was a false alarm. There was nothing there. You can't move after combat action. So he's basically done in the fast action, which takes us now to the enemy phase. Now, here's the thing. Cautious enemies will act in a certain way. They will attempt to stay in cover. If they have an opponent in sight and range, They will remain where they are and take aim shots. Otherwise, they will advance in or behind terrain features. They're going to try to keep the distance. So here's the thing. This guy right here, this guy right on the end, this Ratman, the Ratman forgive you this time. There's a reference that only old men like me will get. Let me know if you know what that is in the comments below. This guy does have a clear shot at Stein, and he does have a military rifle, which is a 24-inch range, which is, of course, going to be in range. Now, Stein is still behind cover because there's this intervening wall here. So the Ratman is going to aim and fire. So he hits on a 6. Okay, with that military rifle, glances off the wall there. This guy over here does not have an immediate shot at anybody, so he is going to make sure that he's in cover, trying to establish line of sight. Well, I think what that's going to mean is that, what's his move? His move is 7. They're super fast, but here they're 6. So they can really, really move and take advantage of things. He's gonna try and keep in range, though. I think he's gonna move to here, and I think he's gonna use these boxes as cover. He's hunkering down, but he's definitely gonna take a shot at Stein, who we can see. 6s are up. He hit. He misses him. And finally, the third and final one for the moment. Really lucked out with the numbers of enemies, considering there's only 3 of us. Whew, he is also going to take a oh, he does have a shot, right. He also has a shot. I didn't realize that when I did this random placement. And it is through cover. He has line of sight, so he's going to turn. Normally they take cover, but if they have a shot, they're gonna aim and fire. He fires his military rifle and he'll miss. That's the end of the enemy phase. Now it brings us, now it brings us to the characters rounds. Let's do RX-7 here, right here. He's going to move, and as a combat action, he's going to flip that thing. 5 up. No! 1 is also not the objective. That was his action. Over here, we go to the captain. The captain is going to move up these steps into the peculiar object. It's like a combat action. He basically takes that thing, which means he's going to get +2 XP. Oh, I forgot. At the end of the enemy phase, Stein was shot at, so I want to do a duck back thing. I'm gonna head back and do that, but first I'm just gonna give the captain his 2 XP. Okay, let's just go in reverse for a second and go back to the end of the enemy phase. And over here, here, with these new rules that I've never used before and that I'm probably gonna forget, the duck back rule. So he was shot at 3 times, it doesn't matter how many times. He must test for duck back. At least one fire was more than 6 inches away, yes. He was not hit by any of the shots, yes, and he's not a robot. He makes a D6 test. He is in the open. If he gets a 3 or more, he's gonna duck back. No, he does not duck back. If he had, he would immediately move to the closest location that improves the level of protection. And a character can duck back even if they moved previously in the round. But if the character ducks back before they've had their chance to act, they may not move later in that round. So this is kind of like a suppressing fire thing. I never thought of it that way when I did the review, which you can find right here. Which brings us to the top of round 2. Remember, at the end of round 4, enemies show up. Here we go to initiative. Discard the one we don't want. We don't want the 5. Everybody goes on slow round, which means enemies go first. All right, well, this guy has a shot at Stein. He is behind cover because of the intervening walls. Oh, hold on a minute. You know what? No, he can take the shot. Stein's in the open as compared to this guy. Ooh, which is a 5-up shot for this guy. These guys are all 0s, by the way, for their attacks. 5 up. Oh, no, Stein will get hit by this guy, and the damage is 0 on the military rifle, and Stein's toughness is 5. He has no armor. Stein's toughness is 5. Okay, so Stein is pushed back and stunned. He's pushed back, sort of up here, almost knocked to his feet, and stunned. That was this guy. This guy here, I believe, also has a shot, so he is going to, once again, he is going to aim and fire. Stein is no longer behind cover because he's been pushed up on the thing, so this is going to be another 5. He's been pushed up on this little platform here, so this is going to be another 5 up. Oh no! Stein gets hit again by that military rifle. His toughness is 5, and it's another stun. Okay, so he's stunned for 2. If you're stunned 3 or more, you are taken out, and he's pushed back another inch. Ugh! Over here, driven back as he takes those bullets. Bad news, this guy over here. Oh, is he gonna finish the job? Oh, poor Stein, poor Stein. Is he going to finish the job? Is he going to finish the job? No, he does not really have line of sight on this guy. Well, you know, because Stein is up. It's a tough shot through cover, but he's gonna take it. He aims and fires. 2 will miss. Okay, so Stein doesn't do for duck back. He doesn't roll for duck back because he was hit. All right, so that was the enemy phase. Now we go into the slow phase. Stein is stunned. He can do one or the other. Well, I think he can either move or fire. He has no weapons that can reach them, so he's going to get into cover. He's going to move. He's going to move his 4 because it's slippery surfaces, and he's going to put himself right there out of sight, and his stun goes down to 1. The captain over here, dangerous as it is going to move his 3, we'll call it 4, and interact with this object. And we roll. If we get a 5 up, the mission is successful. They found the objective. Okay, so search missions can be over very, very quickly. You win if the roll fails at every location, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so we found the objective. We've won the objective, but if we leave now, we don't hold the field, and that's not very good. So it is in our interest to take these guys out so we can search the area at our leisure, but we have won the mission parameters so far. Okay, so now the focus on no longer do we care about these objectives. We've got the thing. The captain finds something in a crate or something, he picks it up, whatever the item is, and he says, I've got it, let's get out of here. And I think Stein says, no, we should take out those rat men. They shot me bad. Riggs, I'm only 3 days from retirement, Captain. 3 days from retirement, my beautiful daughter. Anyway, another reference that only old men like me will get. Okay, so RX-7 now is going to try and move into combat. He moves at 4-3, unfortunately. He'll move up to here. There's no point him doing a dash. Actually, there is. He's going to do a dash through the muck. Now, a dash also is penalized by movement, I think, which is only a 1-inch dash, which kind of makes sense in this. That's a bad idea for RX to do that here. He's going to stick where he is. Okay, that was the slow phase, the end of round 2. Now remember, the end of round 4, more enemies are coming. How many, we don't know. Let's roll for initiative. This is really stupid. Maybe they should just leave. I don't know. 5s. Okay, well, one of them is in the fast round. I think that's got to be the captain. Everybody else is going to be on slow. The captain with his military rifle definitely has a shot. And because this guy, well, he's using the things. I did say he specifically is using the things for cover. So this is going to be a 6-up shot for the captain. However, when the captain fires that rifle of his, he's going to aim and fire. Is that right? He's in a bad way though, man. He shouldn't fire from here. He should move to cover. Yeah, it's stupid for him to stay there. Otherwise, he's gonna get completely lambasted by at least 2 of them. So he's going to move his 4 down to the bottom of this step here, which will give him some cover. Actually, it'll prevent line of sight from these 2. So he still has a shot on this guy. The guy still isn't covered because he specifically was hunkered down using the crates for cover. The captain fires, but his combat is at +2. So he needs 6s. He's okay. Now look at this military rifle. There's no additional thing on 6. He does have the shock attachment on the rifle, but that's only good for enemies within 8 inches. So he does hit him, kapow. And his damage is 0 because it's a military rifle, but the creature's toughness is only 3. Takes him out. All right, 1 down, 2 to go. That was the captain on the fast action phase. Okay, the enemies. Well, the enemies, if they have a shot, they'll aim and take it. If they don't, they're going to get to better cover. So this guy is going to move basically over the body of his fallen comrade. He did have a shot at the captain. He's going to take it. 6 up. Nope, he misses. This guy is going to move here where he is behind cover, and now he does have line of sight on the captain, although the shot at the captain, which he's going to take, is behind cover, so 6 up, no. Bullets fly everywhere, ricocheting off this ancient architecture, this ancient masonry that, you know, this ancient sewer that's crumbling, and there's, you know, well, there's rats scurrying everywhere. Some of them have guns. Okay, so that was the enemy phase. Duck back though. At the end of the enemy phase, the captain was shot at, so he's got to do a duck back roll. He's in the open, and on 3 or more, he does a duck back. He's got to move to the closest location that improves their level of protection against at least one figure that fired upon them, which is this guy over here. Could duck back even if they moved previously in the round. I'm not sure how far that is, but basically in his case, he's going to duck back. He's suppressed a little bit, and he dives back here, which gives him pretty great cover there. Okay, that was the end of the enemy phase. We go to slow phase now, which is Stein and RX-7. RX-7 is closer to me, so RX-7 is going to move. He's got very low range weapons, or short range weapons. He's got to basically get within 9 inches of these guys, so he's going to move his 4 here, and then I think he's going to, yeah, he's going to dash once here. So that's it for him. Stein is still stunned. He can either shoot or move. I think Stein is going to move 2, and then he's going to move another 2, which is going to put him there, as he's sort of hunkering around, trying to get closer, trying to get within range of these enemies, but he is no longer stunned. That is the end of him. Now we go to round 4. At the end of this round, reinforcements show up. How many? Could be between 1 and 6. Okay, here we go. Let's roll for initiative. Beginning of round 4. Oh, also, I'm not doing random events after round 2, just because I'm already implementing the new dramatic combat rules with Duckback. I don't want to overburden myself with too many new rules at once. So, initiative at the start of round 4. Oh, morale. We have to see these guys panic on a 1 to 2. One of the enemies had been taken out at the end of round 3. So I think it was 3. I hope it was 3. We'll call it 3. And does anybody Oh, not quite. Okay, good. Okay, so they do not panic. I have to remember the morale as well. All right. Beginning of round 4, we do initiative, and we get not bad, actually. Only one is going to be on the slow. I think we're going to put the captain on the slow phase. Rex and Stein are going to go in the quick phase. Now, what kind of fancy stuff do they have? Rex has the battle visor right now, so he can reroll 1s. We have to remember that. Stein has the shock attachment. It's in his interest to get within 8 inches, obviously. Is he in range now against this guy in cover? He is not. This is going to be a tough shot. So he's no longer stunned. So his action, he's going to move his 4, which is going to put him right there. And now he does have a shot at this guy or that guy in cover. This guy's just out of range. Well, you know, he's just within range of the pistol. He moves, and he is going to fire the guys behind cover. He rolls at +1. Does he hit? Oh, look at that! He hits that Ratman. It's damage 0 against toughness 3. He takes out the Ratman. Top of the round. Now we go to Rex. Rex is going to move his 3, which puts him right. Oh no, I destroyed the world. He puts him right there, which puts him within 5 inches of his gun. Rex has been armed, if you recall, with the hand cannon, which has a range of 6. So he, and out comes that hand cannon, and kablam! It has 1 shot, but it is 2 damage. The guy is behind cover, but not, I would say, not to where Rex is. Nope, he's open to where Rex is, so I'm gonna fire, and Rex's combat is +1. 4 + 1 is 5. In the open to him, that's a hit. Damage 2. Oh my god, 2 kills the Ratman. The enemy phase now, there's no enemies. We're not at the end of round 4 yet. There's no enemies. The captain on round, so the slow phase, it's time to, I think over the communicator, he issues an order. It's time to go. Let's go now. He's gonna do his full move, which is 4. Boom. And he's gonna wait because he doesn't want to abandon his team just yet. So he's gonna wait there. That brings us to the end of round 4. We go into the beginning of round 5. And at the beginning of round 5, 1d6 additional enemies arrive from the center of a randomly selected table edge. Okay, how many Ratmen show up? Oh no, 6 of them, 6 of them. See, the thing is, we could just leave, we won, but if we don't hold the field, we don't get the good stuff. So, do I spend a story point to re-roll that? I think I have to. I think I have to. Fine, story points, I'm down to 2. This is so dumb. I know there's people out there screaming at me, what are you doing, dude? Don't waste your story points like that, no. Okay, but I'm going to. Watch me get a 6 again. How many show up? 3. Okay, well, not the end of the world. Now they show up. Good, because I don't have, that's actually good because I don't have much more than 3 of this type of mini. So, oh, it's a randomly determined edge though. Which edge? Rolling a d4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's going to be from that edge. Okay, so they show up in 2 groups, such as it is. 2 groups are going to show up there. They show up 6 inches apart from each other, splashing through the water. Come to Ratman, and they do not forgive you this time. Okay, 3 Ratman mercenaries emerged. They've been hearing the sounds of gunfire, obviously, and they're racing through the depths of the sewer to try and defend the item that they were hired to defend, or whatever the case is. Here is our guy's initiative, and it's going to be, we discard the 5, so it's only 1 on the fast phase. I'm gonna call this Stein, and these guys are gonna go on the slow, and on the slow. All right, so in the fast phase of round 5, Stein. Oh man, this is a problem. He is within range of the shock attachment. So I think Stein he's got to move though. He's got to move definitely into cover here. I think he's going to move over here. He's going to move back this way. He's not stunned anymore, and he's going to. Oh, but does it put him out of range of the? No, this guy's still within range of the shock attachment of his pistol, which is good, which means that if he hits him, it does the impact trait, and according to the original rules, which I'm keeping for this, the impact trait basically does 2 stuns when you get hit. So he moves, and he fires at this guy who is wide in the open. He's got to roll 5 up, but he rolls at +1, and oh no, and he didn't aim, so he misses. Terrible, terrible, terrible luck. And in the the enemy phase. Oh, wait. At the end of the phase, this guy was shot at, so he's got a test for duck back. He's in the open, so 3 up, and he does something. Okay, so he immediately tries to move to cover. The closest cover he can get to is here, and that means in his enemy phase, he can't move anymore because he's already done that thing. It basically suppresses him, and he dives for cover behind that wall, and then we go to the beginning of the enemy phase. So at the beginning of the enemy phase, that guy moves, so he can still shoot. Well, the closest enemy is Stein, who's behind cover, and the captain from this guy's vantage point is also behind cover, so he's going to shoot at Stein over here. Stein's behind cover, so it's a 6-up shot, and he misses. So remember, Stein has the check for duck back because he was shot at in this phase, in the enemy phase. So these 2 guys, well, one of them, they both have a shot on the captain, but they also both have a shot on Stein. I think this guy has a more direct line on the captain right here. In fact, the captain is in the open as far as this guy's concerned, but not as far as that guy's concerned. Stein is behind cover. He's using that wall for cover there. So let's do this guy. Actually, let's do this guy on Stein first. So he fires the military rifle, and he will miss. And this guy, he had a direct line, so he would aim and fire. This guy also has a direct line, so he aims and fires. Oh, captain's in the open, which means he gets hit. Damage 0 against the captain's toughness of 4. The captain is stunned and pushed back 1 inch right to the very edge of the table. Okay, so that's the end of the enemy phase, and now who was shot at but not hit is Stein. Stein is behind cover, so characters in or directly behind cover will duck back on a 4+. So even though he's already moved, he is going to try and improve his position. And if he's unable to improve his position, he will instead move to the most distant position he can reach that offers the same level of protection. So again, he's kind of suppressed by that. And he begins to move. This is the closest one here, so he dives behind that container there. That was the end of the enemy phase, and now we go to the slow phase. I think the captain was on the slow phase. He is stunned. Is there any reason for him to get closer? There is. He's got a glare sword. He might want to go into melee, because these guys are no good. So he's going to move his 4 into cover. That'll take care of his stun, and he is done there. Meanwhile, RX-7 realizes, no, we need to find a new target. Bleep, bloop, blorp, I am a sport car. All right, he's going to move. He's going to move 1 out here, and then another 2, which puts him right there, and he's gonna, he doesn't have a shot, so he's gonna dash to the edge of that wall, and that is the end of him. And also, the end of the round, there's no morale check because nobody got killed. So we go back to initiatives. Again, we've won the objective. We just need to hold the field. We need to take these guys out. Objectives. Ooh, that's a really good roll. Not as best as it could be. Okay, obviously it's gonna be the captain and Stein, and then Bleep Bloop Blorp is going to be on the slow phase. So, Captain over here, this is perfect. These guys are completely in the open. The captain should take a shot. Yes, he's going to take a shot. He's going to aim from behind cover. He pops up behind that crate and pow! They're in the open. 5 up, +2. Oh, like a master. Damage to this guy that he was shooting at is a 4. Takes him out. That was the captain, aimed and fired, so he's done. Stein was suppressed, but now he can do a thing. He's not quite, well, he is within range of his laser pistol. Yeah, he's gonna aim and fire. With his laser pistol, he's rolling at +1. He's gotta get 5s up. +1 is 4. He misses this guy. He was shot at. He's gotta do a duck back. He's in the open. Yes, he does an immediate move. So he's going to move as best he can. He can move 6, so he's gonna move way back here. Way back there. That was the end of the quick phase. Duck back, enemy phase. See, with the duck back thing, it starts to throw me off. I just gotta get used to it. Okay, enemy phase here. They're both going to aim and fire. This guy basically goes down on one knee and so let's do this guy on Stein first. He needs 6 up, he misses. This guy in the captain also behind cover, also misses. Both of them were shot at, but both of them are behind cover. So, the captain duck back. Does he duck back? No, he does not. Stein, does Stein duck back? No, he does not. They are not suppressed, which is kind of cool. That brings us to the slow phase, which is RX7. He's going to move his total of 3 and dash 1, so a total of 4, which puts him right there, and that's the end of him. He's got to get within range. We got to get him a better weapon. You know, we got to give him that damaged rattle gun once we fix it or something like that. Okay, that brings us to round 7. It doesn't really matter what the number of rounds are now because the reinforcements have already shown up, but I think we can take these guys. I think we can take them because if we do, it's going to be an easy victory, an easy money, and we want the easy money. Oh yes, we want the easy money. Oh, that's pretty good again. All right. Let's do RX7 just because we can. So, in the fast phase, Captain's gonna take a shot at this guy in the open. He's +2. 2 + 2 is 4, which is a miss. Over here, Bleep Bloop Blorp. I gotta quit calling him that. His name is Rex. Can he get here? If he moves his 3 inches right to the edge of this thing, he does have a shot. He's got beautiful line of sight. He's within 7 inches, which means he can fire his handgun. He can fire his handgun. Oh, but he has a battle visor. That's good. So he moves, pulls out the second gun, the handgun, and fires at this guy who is, as far as he's concerned, in the open. This is 5 up, and the guy has Rex is +1 to his. That's a miss. Unfortunately, Rex misses. That was in the fast phase. That is done. He was shot at twice, but it doesn't matter. So at the end of the fast phase, his duck back is 6. Again, he's going to be suppressed. He leaps. Oh, well, there's no good cover for him because I think he's going to leap here between these two kind of walls, hoping that that'll give him some sort of cover going into the enemy phase now. He's already moved. He can't move again, but he does have a shot at either. I think RX is 7 here is behind cover as far as he's concerned. They're mutually behind cover. So he is going to fire. He misses. He has got to move behind cover here and then take a shot at the captain who is behind cover there, and he will miss. He moves, so he if he was aiming, he would have been able to re-roll, but he was not. So that's the end of the phase. The captain was shot at. RX7. Bots do not roll for duck back, but the captain certainly does. He's behind cover. He does not duck back, which brings us to the slow phase. This is Stein. Stein is going to move closer. He moves his 3 up to here. And now he's going to fire with the impact trait. Oh, this is going to be good if he hits. If he hits, he's rolling at +1 against. Oh, there it is with his hand laser. He should have used a shotgun, because if he was using his shotgun, he would have critted. Kablam! But he didn't. He was using his hand laser. He gets one shot. It does... Well, we'll see if it takes the guy out. It just damaged 0. Okay, so it stuns the guy, but because it's impact, it knocks him back. Oh, I think I've been forgetting to knock people back. See, I'm always forgetting something. Oh, well. It's also because I'm moving so damn fast. Anyway, he hits the guy, knocks him back, basically out of cover, and stuns him twice because of the impact trait. And that was on the slow phase, which means we go to the new round, and we do initiatives. Oh, somebody got killed. Was it this round? I think it was this round. So one guy got killed. Does anybody panic? One of them panics. The one closest to the edge panics and flees. Ooh, good thing I remembered that. That's gonna be very, very good for us. Here we go. Ooh, it's funny how much better the game works when you use the rules. Okay, initiatives. We're gonna discard the 5, so 2 of them go in the fast phase. This is pretty good. It's gonna be RX. I want RX. In the fast phase, let's give RX a chance because we can here. Yes, I want him to use that hand cannon. Hand cannon, but the hand cannon is in 6 inches, which is just out of range. So he is going to move, and he's going to blast with his hand cannon. He's firing at +1. The guy is in the open. Oh, and if he had aimed, he would have been able to re-roll. But he has a battle visor. He has the battle visor, so he re-rolls, and he misses again. And peels off a shot, misses him. Over here, the captain. Oh, the captain could. Oh, just because. I wanna. The captain's gonna move. I know your people are all thinking this is crazy. Guys, if he hits him with the gun, that's the end, and then we win. But I want him to get in there with his glare sword. I want to get in there and chop him with the glare sword. I'm gonna do it. Because if he does it, he's not going to be able to. You know what? No. It doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. I'm just going to aim and fire, you guys. He needs 5 up, but he's +2 to hit. Boom! With this military rifle. No special things for rolling a 6 on a military rifle, and the damage is 1, which is the 3rd stun on this guy who is stunned. Yes, so he was hit with the impact trait. He didn't have a chance to break his stun, so this is the 3rd one, and that takes him out and ends the game. Okay, well, that was harrowing at the beginning, but we got so lucky. We rolled the right kind of enemy. We rolled the right kind of numbers, even though we were down to 3 crew members, but we succeeded in the objective, and we're going to be able to bring this artifact, whatever it is, back to Lovie Lumen and see what kind of rewards await for us. Oh, okay, let's go to the post-battle. Here we are in the post-battle phase, and that turned out really well, actually. A lot simpler than I had feared, but hey, we won, which is awesome. Okay, so let's take a look at this. First of all, resolve rival status. If you fought an opponent that isn't a rival and held the field, roll a 1d6. On a 1, the type of opponents you just fought becomes rivals, and they do not become rivals. Okay. Resolve patron, there was no patrons. There's no quests. We get paid. You earn 1d6 credits in pay. We won the mission by completing the objective, so we treat any roll of a 1 or 2 as a 3. So we get paid 4 credits. Battlefield fines. Okay, because we were fighting scavengers, these rat men, we roll twice in the battlefield fines, and we held the field, so we can actually do this. Okay, the first roll on battlefield fines is 52. Personal trinket. On each planet you visit in the future, roll. So we've already got one of those. Okay, well now we have two personal trinkets. We got both trinkets from Traxia. I wonder if it's the same guy's stuff. Okay, that was the first one. And now the scavengers, so we roll twice, and we get 70. Debris, boo. 1d3 credits worth on the scrap market. So how many credits worth of scrap? Well, 3. All right, well, I'll take it. Puts us up to 17. Ooh, I'm in the money. They were not an invasion threat, so we don't have to do that. Gather the loot. Also, because of the nature of this mission, this special mission for Lovie Lumen, if you achieve the objective, you receive 1 additional loot roll. What's the first one? And it's going to be 48. Cyber Hand. It's an implant. The character may take any one pistol they own and build it into their hand. Range is reduced to half, but the weapon always shoots with +1 to hit and additional +1 bonus when brawling. Interesting. Interesting. All right, on the second loot table, because of the nature of this mission, 25. A brutal melee weapon. Brawling weapon does +1 damage. It's melee and it's clumsy. -1 to brawling rolls if the opponent has higher speed. That kind of sucks. We'll probably just sell that. Now we determine injuries and recovery. There were no injuries. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Experience and character upgrades. Nobody became a casualty. We survived and won, so everybody gets +3. Ryson has already got his +1 for first to inflict a casualty. I think it was the captain. And he also got his +2 from finding that item, so this is huge. Bot characters do not get XP. Bot characters may install upgrades to any ability score by paying credits equal to the XP cost. The captain can definitely do stuff. I think I'm gonna bump up his toughness for 6, which leaves him with 4. So his toughness is now 5. Okay, so now are we gonna spend credits to upgrade the robot? Yeah, let's do it. Let's spend 7 credits on the robot and get his combat up to +2. Invest in advanced training. It sucks here on Traxia to do it. Purchase items. We may sell up to 3 undamaged items, earning 1 credit for each. You're gonna sell the scrap pistol, gonna sell the brutal melee weapon. Purchase items. We keep looking for stim packs, and we cannot seem to find them. 3 credits to roll on the gadget table. Okay, we'll try it. We'll try it. Here we go. Here we go. Give me something high. 96. Stim pack. Oh, thank goodness. Oh, and I think I forgot the sonic emitter thing. I think the enemies, any enemies within 5 inches would have been -1 to hit the captain. That might have come up too. There's too much to worry about. I think that's it. We're gonna stick there, roll for a campaign event. Campaign event, it's going to be 71. The crew spends a night drinking, watching movies, and playing cards, +1 story point. And the character event, select a random non-bot character. Anybody's eligible, even in the sickbay. Well, roll a d6 and see who it is. It is Mara. Mara in the sickbay. Mara, who had the campaign event last time. Let's hope it's nothing bad this time. 97. I never know if that's good. Oh no. A deep feeling of melancholy and despair, the same despair that afflicted Vine afflicts Mara. Probably because she couldn't take part in this absurdly easy mission. So she will not gain XP next turn. We're not tracking any galactic war progress, and that brings us to the end of episode 8. Now the next mission we do is going to be finally leaving Traxia for hopefully greener pastures to find easier, better, more lucrative missions to make ourselves tough enough to go after the Vendetta's crew. Also, because it's the 9th mission, every 3 missions you get a story point, so I will get another story point as well. That's it for me. That's it for this episode. Thank you so much for joining me, and please do hit like and subscribe and sign up for the YouTube channel memberships or the Patreon memberships if you want to help support the show that way. We will see you next time on the next episode of Me, Myself, and I, 5 Parsecs from Home.